beginning to my act, wasn't it? Well, as I was trying to say, where are the hula dancers? I thought we were having hula dancers, and I got all dressed up to move in, and I've been practicing. You want to see? Oh my God. But I guess they're not here. I'm the only one. But since I'm here, I have a little story I can tell you. And I think you're going to like it because you're all Christians and you're going to understand this. And you're all got on your Hawaiian stuff. You look so cute. You're just precious. And so anyway, I've got this story that I'll tell you since there's nobody here to dance with. It all happened a long time ago, but I haven't forgotten. I was at church one afternoon at choir practice, because I have a real pretty voice, you know. And we were at choir practice, and I tell you what, we were singing and we were praising the Lord. You know that song, Heaven Came Down and Glory Filled My Soul? Well, I tell you what, glory filled our souls that day. We were high. You know, the good book says, be ye not drunk on wine, but drunk on the Spirit. We were drunk on the Spirit. We were having a great time. But then choir practice was over and I got in my car and I was headed on down the boulevard. And you know, I was just singing and praising the Lord still because, you know, when you're that high, it just doesn't wear off. And I looked over and I saw a Christian bookstore right there. And the Lord said to me, he just like tapped me on the shoulder. I almost heard his voice. And he said to me, Bessie, you need to pull over and go in that Christian bookstore. And so I was obedient, so I pulled in and I went in and I had no longer gotten in the front door that I saw exactly why I was there. There was a Honk If You Love Jesus bumper sticker, a whole stack of them right by the door. And so I just reached out and bought one and I went back out, and before I even got in the car, I put it on my bumper, and I'm so glad I did, because let me tell you what happened next. Went on down the boulevard just singing and praising the Lord, and I stopped at this red light. And I was just sitting there all wrapped up in the Lord, and all of a sudden, the guy behind me saw my bumper sticker, and he started to honk. And so I just waved at him to let him know, you know, that I understood that he saw my bumper sticker and he loved the Lord too. And so pretty soon he started honking more and he stuck his head out the window, and he loved the Lord so much he started screaming, for the love of God, lady, go. Go. And it just warmed my heart that he loved the Lord that much. And so pretty soon there were other people who drove up, and they were behind, and everybody else saw my bumper sticker, and everybody was honking. And this one guy stuck his head out the window, and he must have been from Florida or from Southern California, because he kept yelling something about a sunny beach. And then this other guy got out of his car and was headed toward me, and he was waving, you know, like with his one finger in the air. And I remembered that my grandson was with me one day, and somebody else was waving at me like that. And I asked him what it was, and he said, Grandma, it's just a Hawaiian peace sign. And so when I saw that guy back there waving and giving me the Hawaiian peace sign, I just stuck my hand out the window and gave him the Hawaiian peace sign right back. I tell you, all that honking and loving the Lord just thrilled my heart. But then I looked up and I saw the light had turned green. So I started on through the light, and just as I did, it started to turn red, and I realized I was the only one who made it through the light. And I was so sorry to leave all my new friends that as I drove away, I just stuck my hand out the window and gave them one more Hawaiian peace sign as I drove away. So I just want to encourage you, you know, when the Lord tells you to do something, you just never know when he's going to use you to make a revival break out, just like we had right there at the red light. That was a revival, and I just went home praising the Lord. And so if you don't have a honk, if you love Jesus bumper sticker, I encourage you to get one. And they're kind of hard to find now, so maybe you could even make your own. And then when you stop and people behind you start honking at you, you will know that you blessed them and made their day by pointing them directly to Jesus. So God bless you all.